Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Stories for Hope podcast. I'm your host, Nicole, and in today's episode, we're going to hear from special guest Brooke White about the importance of sponsorship and giving every child an opportunity to be educated no matter their difference. Stories for Hope is a podcast run by Hope for Kids International. On this podcast, we share inspirational stories to inspire you to bring hope to those in need. Let's jump right in and hear from Brooke.
I went on 2 mission trips in college. I went to India for 6 weeks at a time, and it totally changed my life. And Tom had been speaking at my church, Messiah, ever since I was a baby, like one time a year. So I had heard about Hope for Kids growing up. We started sponsoring kids, I think like in my 20s. And then my parents started traveling with Hope for Kids on a bunch of different trips and came home and told me all about it. And I had to jump in as well. So my first trip with Hope for Kids was India and Bangladesh with my dad, which was amazing. I would have to say meeting my sponsored kids has been like a highlight of my life. The first 2 sponsored kids that I met were in India, and it's like undescribable, knowing that you're sponsoring them for so long and then finally seeing them face to face. And then in Uganda, we have 5 special needs kiddos that we sponsor at the Agaruru school, and meeting them and playing with them and seeing their school literally was incredible. It was so positive. They're so well taken care of. And we have a daughter who has Down syndrome, and my husband and I both are very passionate about kiddos with special needs. We adopted Selah from foster care. So we know that the importance of having a supportive family and a supportive community around her. So being able to play a part of being that support for other special needs kiddos around the world is one of the biggest blessings that we have as a family. In other countries, there's a lot less services and support than we have in America. So that is tough to see. However, especially at like Agaruru, the special needs school, it's been amazing being able to connect the kiddos that need stuff, wheelchair, crutches, glasses, extra therapies, so that they can reach their like full potential, which is incredible. One of our girls that we sponsor in Uganda, Grace, we've had her for a long time, and we just found out that she went to the trade school through Hope for Kids, and she's deaf, but she can sew. She learned to sew and she graduated, and that is incredible, knowing that even though she's deaf, she has a trade that she can do to support herself and support her family. And it gives me the chills. It's giving these kids opportunities that they wouldn't necessarily have in other countries. It's one of our biggest blessings in our family. It has formed who I am. I feel like the way I see the world, the way I see my family, the way I see my finances, what I spend my money on, it's all filtered through my experiences of going on these trips. I'm so grateful for that. I feel like it's one of those things that if you don't go, you can't blame people for not knowing. But I'm just so grateful that have been able to see these different parts of the world and see how people struggle, so that I can be responsible for what God has given me, and helping others. And I always, it's always like in my mind, like to whoever or to whom much is given, much is expected. And I feel like as Americans, we have so much. And so even raising our kids knowing that there's people around the world who don't have food, don't have a safe home, don't have clean water. I mean, I just hope and pray that my kids grow up knowing that they have the potential to make a huge impact, and help others across the globe. There is a lot of need in this world, and a lot of times that the feeling of that can be overwhelming. But what I always remind myself is you can make a difference, even if it's to one child or one family or one village, and that difference is not wasted. So I feel like we have the potential to change the world. You have the potential to change the world, even if it is for one person or one family. So just knowing that whatever positive change and difference you can make, it's needed. And we're all called to be God's hands and feet here on this earth. And this is a wonderful, traveling with Hope for Kids and supporting what they do is an amazing way of being able to do that physically here on earth. So
Thank you so much, Brooke. I think Brooke gave us a beautiful picture of the strong connection that a sponsor can have with their sponsored child. And we greatly appreciate how Brooke continues to advocate for all children, including those with disabilities. Hope for Kids International has been helping children in destitute communities since 1973, and we firmly believe education is the remedy to poverty and allows communities to become self-sufficient. If you're not already, I would highly encourage you to sponsor a child. A gift of $1 per day, $31 per month, is all it takes to begin the transformation of a child's life. Your support will help a child receive much needed education and health care. You'll get the opportunity to write letters back and forth, and you can even join us on a mission trip to meet your sponsored child. If you'd like to learn more information about how to get started, you can get connected with us by going to H4KI.org. Thanks again for joining us as we continue to share inspiring stories. Have a blessed day, everyone.